Hi guys, so today I'm gonna be making some clay charms. It has been an idea of mine since quite some time. So I'll be using air dry clay and then some of the tools that I have with me to make this charm. Ideally, I would want it to be used as like a fidget stone, like almost like a worry stone, but also to be able to be made into a keychain as well. So let's see how I'll be doing it since it's my first time doing it. So I'll be bringing you through the process that I have accumulated in my mind, and then I'll bring you through the process, and then we can see together the pros and cons of what happens or what technique we should be using, what we should not be using. So yep, let's just go straight into it. We are going to need our air dry clay, a rolling pin, a bowl of water, cling wrap, and then some clay tools alongside with a towel. So here what I'm doing is that I'm just going to draw a stencil for a flower, because one of the charm that I would like to make would be flower shaped. So feel free to draw out your stencil, as that would make it a lot more easier for you instead of just going straight into it and then drawing it on the clay itself. Next, you just want to be careful in opening your air dry clay, as just remember that it is air dry clay, is going to dry up really quickly. So I'm just being extra cautious in the way I'm cutting it so that it will be more helpful for me in terms of when I want to close it back. With the clay nicely packed, we are going to be using the clay that we have just removed, and we are going to roll it into a nice circular ball. So feel free to wet your hand with the water, and then just ensure that when you're rolling this ball of clay that it is even on all sides, so that later when we are placing our stencils on top of it, no side will be uneven itself. Once I have the flower traced out on the clay itself, I went in with a sharp edge tool. So this tool is actually almost triangular in shape itself, to cut out the shape accurately. But as you can see, what it has left us with is that the edges are quite sharp and they're quite jagged itself. So thus I'm going in with water to smoothen out the edges itself. You would later observe that actually I've used three different techniques for these three flowers that I have here. So this is the first technique that as you can see, the the pro is, I would say, that it's quite fast and easy to cut out the shape, but the cons is that you have to really go in and smoothen out the edge, whether by your finger itself or with a tool itself. So you really got to do the smoothing out by yourself itself. So once you're done with this portion itself, this is something that I've saw on Instagram itself, is that if you want to like kind of create a bump, or yeah, kind of make your clay to look a bit more bubbly, is to take a cling wrap and place it on top, and then place an object on top of it. So in my case, it's the center that I'm trying to make a bit more bumpy looking. So I placed the bottle cap on it, and I'm not sure if you can really see, but it doesn't go all the way through such that it's cutting through the clay itself. But yes, it definitely made the center cute and bubbly that I wanted. And then just went in with a round tool to kind of make the petal seem a bit more gravitating towards the center as it usually would. So this would be my flower number one. For flower number two, instead, I've gone in with a curved tool. So this tool is also sharp, but it's more of a curve. So I'm going in with a curve to create the petal effect itself. And as you can see, it's giving a bit more round shape to the petal, as it should be giving us. And then once I'm done with creating the petals itself, I'm just going to go in and then smoothen out any area that requires smoothing. And yes, once I was done with that, I decided this time around first is to create the petal effect where they are gravitating towards the center itself, and thereafter only I will be going in to create the cute little bump of the center itself. So this is a different technique I took in, and honestly to me this kind of gave a little bit more of a smooth look to it. But yeah, let's see what's your judgment on it yourself. As for the third flower, I went for a totally different take. Instead of even having the tracing that was marked out initially, I decided to go in with the circular center first and then create those baby petals itself and try to join those baby petals. Yeah, I mean obviously create the baby petals to be a bit more round or oval in shape, and then stick it to the clay, and that's how I intend to, or should I say intended to create this look itself. But I think I slowly realized that it was far more difficult compared to the stencil, yeah, the stencil method itself. So but to each their own. So this is the third method that I tried out. Okay, hi guys. So as you can see, it's night right now, and I'm gonna start to. So my clay items have dried out already. They are dried, and then I'm doing a quick video just to kind of just show you guys that I'm gonna be painting over them and what are the steps to do so. So this is just a quick hello. Okay, thank you. As you can see, the three flowers that we have made are completely dried, and along with them you can see my Fidget stones or berry stones as well. Depending on the method used, they can require a different degree of sanding or buffing, but regardless, all of them would be requiring some amount of it done to them. This is a very important step whereby I'm going to be using gesso. I'll be applying a layer of gesso on all of the clay items, and it's very important to let the items dry for 24 to 48 hours before applying any paint to it. And the reason being for that is that this gesso will work as a adhering, it's like a adhering agent which will be binding your clay to the paint itself. So it's actually a very important step which many tend to miss, and that causes flaking of the paint later on. After the painting has been done, this is the final step left, which is to cure our clay items with resin itself. So I've already done a bunch of them. So for this, what we are going to need is paper, ideally one which is non-stick, resin, a lamp, a UV lamp, alcohol wipe, some toothpick or satay stick which I have, and a paintbrush which you're not going to be using for painting itself. So this is one of the flowers that I've completed painting as well as curing with resin. And then let me just bring out some of them to show you. So I had given half of them to my sister to do her drawing itself, and then as you can see that some of their faces have gone a bit whoopsie doopsie. So it's a lesson learned itself that when you're curing them with the resin itself, so it was a permanent marker that I had used. Then the permanent marker is actually going to run. So in the future, the better way to do so would be actually to use paint itself to mark up my emoticons or my drawings itself. So yes, so we are going to be using these three uh, fidget stones that I have. Okay, and then we are going to be applying resin on it in parts, so either doing the back or the front first and then the next one followed by it. But the main thing is to do it in parts so that we don't end up um, over applying the resin as well, and so that it doesn't go out of shape as well. So let me just take the blue stick and then stick it on to them so that it'll be easier for me to apply the resin on them itself. Ta-da! They're fully done. So yeah, as you can see, they're fully done. And what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna take a permanent marker and then go ahead and then draw a face where I would want it to be seen. So for this one, I'm just gonna draw a small little smiley face on it. So yes, so if let's say you didn't want to paint your you didn't want to paint the design initially, so you can always use a permanent marker at the end and then do it on a resin. The good thing about this is that let's say if you want to change your design, you can always use an alcohol wipe to wipe off your permanent marker itself. And then this one that I had a little bit of oopsie doopsie at the side, I'm just going to try and cover up the oopsie doopsie with just a little bit of hearts itself so that the paint coverage can be just a little bit covered. So this is it for today. I hope you guys found the video quite informative and helpful for yourself, and you'll be making lots of clay jumps in the future itself. So thank you so much for watching my video, and do remember to subscribe. Thank you, and don't forget to smile today.